So unfortunately, we don't have too many women in this audience for women empowerment. Absolutely, we don't need the men. That's wonderful, and it's people like you that I'm hoping we'll be able to address. So our software, as you can see here, is called SOS Stay Safe. It's a mobile application developed specifically for Android phones to be used in emergency scenarios where you do not want to, where you think that you're feeling unsafe and you want to alert an alarm in some sort of way without letting your perpetrator or attacker know that you're doing that. So just as a quick show of hands, how many people here have Android phones? Can you just raise your hands? Okay, so that's almost the entire crowd here. Specifically targeted at some of the ladies in the audience, have you ever felt an uncomfortable feeling sitting in the back of a cab or in a rickshaw on a late night, on your way home from work maybe, and you're feeling unsafe that this is not the route that I normally take? You know, it's very often that you'll find ladies working in BPO centers with cab drivers who are unknown or not regular, going a different route, and suddenly you don't know what to do. How do you react? What should you do in a situation like that? So we are hoping that SOS Stay Safe will come to help at that time. This application was launched in April 2013, and this came out soon after the December 2012 issue that the entire country raised a hue and cry about. And this was a way to show that we as a software company care and wanted to do our little bit, a very little bit, by putting in, using technology that we were good at for the benefit of society. SOS Stay Safe essentially helps women as well as elderly citizens who are unable to defend themselves. There are multiple possible emergency scenarios that you can use the application in. They're kind of listed down here. Common ones are being stalked when you're walking alone, or a medical emergency at home and you're not able to call for help, or some sort of attempted assault. Any kind of emergency scenario where you feel you are unable to look at your phone, launch an application, make a phone call, where you don't have the time to do all that, that's where this comes in use. So what is the application? Everybody who has an Android smartphone will be able to download the application for free. All you have to do is install the application. It takes less than a minute to set it up, which essentially means entering a couple of phone numbers of your close contacts, a couple of email addresses, and you're done. So once you have set up the application, to launch or to trigger the emergency SOS signals, all you need to do is shake the device. And the reason that we came up with the shake analogy was typically women, when you're flustered or hassled, do this. So it was the most obvious thing that we kind of translated into. Based on feedback from a lot of users, and because there are so many different Android devices in the market from a technical perspective, the shake wasn't always very accurate, you might say, because different devices have different sensitivity levels. So we also recently added the 3-click functionality, which is another very discrete action. The power button of your phone, you just click it 3 times in succession, and immediately it starts sending out the alerts. So what it does, go ahead. What the app does is, when it's triggered, either by a shake or with the power click, is it will automatically send out SMS messages to your contacts that you've entered. The SMS messages list your location by, with the lat long and stuff. They will give the battery level of your phone so that the recipient knows, how long your battery is going to last. And of course, they will tell you that they're in trouble. Along with that, it will send an email message to the email contacts that you have mentioned. It will also record, 1 or 2 minute clips of what's happening around you. So there's an audio recording stored on your phone and sent in the email messages so that somebody who's listening to them knows exactly what is going on and can make a judgment based on that. Like I mentioned, the GPS location is sent. So if you're being moved from one place to another, the regular SMS messages keep shifting the GPS location as you're moving, and whoever is getting the messages can track where you are. And the battery level of the phone, like I mentioned, will tell you how long it lasts. So the repeated alerts will provide almost like real-time GPS tracking of your location. The way the messages are sent out is very discreet, just the shake of the phone or the button click is not having to look at the application, find it, launch it, then press a button in it. So it's all almost like an involuntary action that will cause the alerts to be triggered and sent out. And the good thing about it is that the numbers that you enter as your contacts can be any phone. They don't have to be, it doesn't have to be a smartphone. It can be your simple plain old Nokia 3130 model, and it will receive an SMS message. So it could be, like I'm stuck out of the house and I don't have my key and I don't have, a way of reaching somebody. And if my bai is my emergency contact, she'll receive my message. It's a very quick and easy setup, as I mentioned. There's a security pin attached to it because in case your attacker manages to take your phone away from you, they cannot stop the messages from being sent once you've triggered the app. They have to know your security pin. So you set up a security pin, which is a simple 4-digit number. You add your contacts to it. You set your shake limit because you can configure your shake limit for yourself. Like I mentioned, it can be used for senior citizens as well. So a person, a young girl who goes to the disco regularly is going to be dancing and setting off the limit, and you don't want that happening. While, an old lady at home who wants to kind of has a problem and wants to set her shake limit will be much more feeble than a youngster. So you can configure the shake limit of your own device based on what you need. And in this case, it gives you the option to choose how you want to set off the alert. It could be either only the button click or the shake, or it could be either of the two. That you might want to say that, whenever I shake or whenever I press the click, I want the messages to be sent out. So once you've set it up, you're good to go. You don't have to look at the app again. It's almost like a fill it, shut it, forget it. Whenever you're in an emergency, the app is on your phone and you know what you need to do. We're constantly working on improving the application based on user feedback. We want the app to be brutally simple. We do not want to complicate it with unnecessary features and things like that. It's meant for a very specific purpose and we want to stick to that. Based on user feedback, these are some of the features that we are hoping we will add soon. There is a discrete notification icon, which essentially we are hoping to add on, which will be a small little icon in your tray on the top, just to let you know that the app is running. When you trigger the app, it buzzes in your hand, but in case it's buzzed in your purse and you're not aware of it, you will see a little notification which tells you the app is running. And it's very discreet because even when you pull down the notifications, it won't say SOS, stay safe. It'll just say the app is running. So if somebody looks at your phone, they're not going to know it. We are going to add a sleep mode. A lot of users came to us and said, I give my phone to my child to play. And suddenly, before I know it, there are calls coming in saying, are you all right? Because the child has done something to the phone and the alert has been set off. So we will set a sleep mode, which will allow the user to, and after that, the user doesn't need to remember himself to turn it on. The app will turn on automatically after the set time limit of the sleep mode. We're going to be integrating real-time maps so that the location that's sent to the user can automatically be seen on a Google map itself, and you can actually track the route. We will allow personalized messages and multilingual support. Currently, the messages are fixed and only in English, but we're hoping that we'll update the app soon and let you send out or set your messages in your own language, because again, that was user feedback, which said that the messages are in English and my contacts don't know English. What do I do? So hopefully these are features that are going to be coming soon. This is just a bunch of user reviews, all positive ones naturally. We haven't selected any negatives. Just telling you what people think about the app. Somebody actually came and told us that it just automatically increases my confidence knowing that I have the app. Even if there's no problem, it just makes me, walk taller and with my head held high. And that in itself makes me less of an easy target. I'm done. And this is just a bunch of keywords. So we are a software development company called Extentia. We do a lot of mobile development. This is just our little way of giving back to society. It's a free application, freely downloadable and available on the Google Play Store. Thank you. Any questions? I'll be happy to take them.
This is good application, but I'm just wondering about how is the user interface for this application? Suppose a lady gets some unfaithful situation, then how does she ensure that with the application started functioning?
So once she has shaken the application, it vibrates in her hand.
Okay, vibration.
Or when you click it, it just buzzes, it no sound, it just buzzes. So you feel a buzz in your hand. And like I mentioned, like in the next week, we were hoping we'd be able to release the version today. But in the next week, we'll have another version on the store, which shows a little icon on the notification tray telling you that the app has started.
And are there any other notifications coming on the screen, user screen?
There are no other notifications at all that indicate that the app is running.
Okay, and later on, as you said, no, there are SMS goes on sending, no?
Yes.
So is there any notification alert coming?
To say that an SMS has been sent?
Yeah.
No, you can just see it in your sent SMSs. Like if you have sent, like in all the Android phones, you have a chat history with the person. So you will see the SMSs being sent over there.
Okay, why I'm asking, because suppose if the attacker gets the mobile phone, then he will, he or she will come to know that he has
So-
been identified.
Unless he stamps on the phone or throws it into the river, there's no way that he'll know it.
Okay, fine.
Any questions from the audience?
How are we sharing the location, the GPS location?
So currently the GPS location is being sent as an address. It translates from the lat long from Google Maps and it sends you an address of the street name and you know the building, etc. Or if it's not very accurate, it will also tell you near so and so location. And like I said, we are going to integrate Google Maps soon. So you will then be able to see an exact point on the map.
When your balance is zero,
Bring it closer.
When your balance is zero, then you can't send SMS or can't access internet. Then
So that unfortunately is a problem. It's almost like saying if you have a car and it doesn't have petrol, there's nothing you can do with it.
I suggest one thing. You add one component in your application that if balance is less than 3, then you can't call or send other SMS.
It's a good suggestion, thank you. I don't know how well it might go down with users because they might say that, you know, I want to stop the app and I want to send my own SMS. But what we are trying to do is improve our algorithm, which will determine the balance. And currently the frequency of the message is determined by the application. It's either frequent, which is sent every 1 or 2 minutes, or less frequent, which you can choose, which is sent every 5 or 6 minutes. If a user, most people would choose a high frequency. So if a user has chosen a high frequency and has less balance, we are going to try and improve the algorithm, which will allow you then, the app will intelligently send messages less frequently to eat up less of the balance left.
Any first-hand experience by any feedbacks?
Unfortunately, or rather fortunately not, we always say that the app is like an insurance policy, where it's good to have it, but it's great if you don't need to use it. So,
You all do it among yourselves or your team members as a, did you all practice it as a demonstration to see whether it's really works?
oh yes, we have done loads of testing in all kinds of scenarios. We have actually demonstrated this application in multiple, you know, like software companies where people typically go home late at night. We have done it at a hospital where the nurses have, you know, infrequent working shifts and have to walk to their residences, which are, you know, in dark lanes, etc. So we've actually demonstrated the app to them live, where we've taken phone numbers from the audience, entered them in the app and triggered the application, and, you know, they're getting constant messages saying, I'm in danger. Then the next step is the location of the application, subsequently again followed by a moved location. So the app has been tested as much as we can.
Security pin is the only savior from the perpetrator, right?
Yes, if the only savior in the sense that if the guy, I'm assuming guy, knows that you have the app installed, to begin with, otherwise there is no indication that the app is installed. I mean, if he doesn't see you shaking or pressing the power click button, he doesn't know that you have done something to alert security. We were actually contemplating starting a siren, but again, we thought that, you know, that won't help because that will tell him that I've done something, and I mean, that's not going to help the situation at all. So under most circumstances, he won't even know that you have triggered the application. If by chance he does, or he decides to take your phone away and looks at it, there is no indication that tells you that the app is on. You'll have to go through your collection of apps and look, is SOS Stay Safe installed? And even then, if he launches the app, he cannot get in to stop it because you have to enter the PIN and then press the stop button. So we have also catered to false alarms that, you know, in case by mistake the alarm got set off, I can go in, enter my PIN and press the stop button, and immediately an SMS is sent out which says, sorry, that was a false alarm. So that the people receiving it are not worried. I mean, that actually happened with me. I was testing the application and my father's number was entered and I got frantic calls saying, what happened? So I was like, no, it's okay, I'm just testing. So we've also catered to, like, you know, a false alarm scenario.
There was one question coming. Somebody? Any more questions for her? Thank you. Yeah, one behind. One second.
Not a question, just a suggestion for what sir asked. If balance is 0, you can dial 100.
Dial 100, yes, that's a very good idea. Thank you. We will add it to our wish list.
And also, after the unfortunate incident in Delhi, there are many companies developing such apps. So I would like to suggest you that when there is a danger situation, when there is crisis, I would like you to really analyze whether it is possible to use mobile. Now, analyzing it is not a very easy job. But
So, just my take on it, my personal take on it, is in a crisis situation like a, you know, a flood or something like that, a landslide like we recently unfortunately heard about, in a situation like that where you have no network, where all connection is kind of cut off, you have no mobile network and no internet network, unfortunately this is not going to help you. However, in a situation where you're in a bus or you're walking home on a street late at night, the mobile phone, like Mr. Osama mentioned in the morning, the mobile phone is closer to your heart than your sweetheart. So, I mean, he actually said that, you know, nowadays with the technology, everybody has their phone with them at all times. You know, it's almost like when you're sleeping, the phone is by your bedside. You know, if you're in the loo, the phone is on the flush. So it's with you almost all the time, and it's almost the only thing that you're carrying. You might not have your purse and you might not have money, but you will have your mobile phone. So trying to tie those two together, and the fact that everybody has a mobile phone nowadays, we try to kind of put that together and see how we can help to make the world a safer place.
thank you.
The other thing, I'm just I do not know, to shake the device, does it require proximity sensors?
No, it uses the inbuilt, what's it called? Accelerometer.
Okay.
So the program essentially sets, while you're setting it up, there's a way to set it up where you have to put the phone flat down, wait for 5 seconds so that the inbuilt accelerometer stabilizes, and then you set it as vigorously as you want. So like I mentioned, an old person will set it slowly and a younger person will set it more hard. And based on that, there's a threshold limit that's set. So when you are in an emergency and you shake and match that threshold limit, that triggers the alarm.
Just wanted to ask, know whether a general handset will also do for this, your application.
When you say, what do you mean by a general handset?
General means the low priced handset.
Yes, a low price Android device will
devices.
work. Yes. So we have tested it on, I think, a bunch of 25, 30 different models, you know, to make sure that it's as stable as possible.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much.
And great presentation and great application in today's world.